what's up? You ready?
I'm sorry, I was beatboxing to the music.
I was like, okay. I thought you know, I like that color. That's the Juvia's place. I saw the palette earlier.
The violet, yeah.
The violet, yeah. That looks pretty. I like that.
Thank you. Meanwhile, my eye is giving me fits. My allergies is acting up today.
Listen, spring is on its way. What is that echo? It's that echo again.
It's echoing. Do I need to turn down the volume on my
I don't know. It did it. It was doing it yesterday, but it wasn't doing it like, I don't know. It was sporadic. I don't know. Yes. Okay. So I saw the story time. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it later. I saw the story time. Hey, Patty Duke. So let me speak.
Oh, about my cousin, the serial killer.
I remember you talking about him. I remember you telling us about him. Hey, y'all, do you want to come on?
It was members only, and I felt I needed to share.
If you want the link, you can get it, boo.
Oh, y'all.
What's up, Watermelon Sugar? Coming to the stage. Hey, little baby. Hey, Lock Queen. See Golden. Patty Duke, Lock Queen. Okay. We got everybody, people in the room. All right. I don't know if the notification went out. Let me share it real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started. You was hoping to watch before this live, right? I literally saw it because I was doing a review. I did my 90-day fiance and my basketball wife, so it'll be loaded. It just won't be loaded until after this. So the review was done. So my opinion won't be. We're not gonna attack you, y'all say y'all not finna attack me.
We're not gonna attack you. Come on, y'all. We love you.
I tell you what,
and we're mature adults and we respect opposite opinions. So if we don't agree, we just don't agree.
Absolutely. I'm gonna send you the link.
It's a TV show. We're not fucking none of them women on that show. We don't give a damn. Come on over here.
Well, that'll never
be.
That will never be a factor.
Wait, hi, Lamone.
Wait a minute, Lamone in the room? Hey, Lamone. Hey, boo. That's my boo thing. Hey. Hey, New Jones. What's up, P? Hey, boo. So P had my back over there earlier today when they was coming for me over to the Giving You the Real Tea page.
I missed it. I missed his live.
You watching the Queen Sugar part? We're gonna start with Queen Sugar.
Okay.
He's doing it again. You don't hear that echo?
Mm-mm. There's no echo on my end.
Okay. All right. See, I can. Okay. Do you have anything else on over there?
Mm-mm.
Am I tripping, y'all? Okay, so they hear it in the chat.
Okay.
No, it's not that. I just want to make sure it wasn't me. Okay, it's gone now. What did you just do?
I didn't do anything. I just closed every single window that I had open. Like, it's not on my phone. I don't have my phone on. I don't have my iPad on. Do you want me to switch back to my headset?
Oh. Yeah, put your headset on. Yeah, that might be it. Because I can, it's like a delay. Like every time I say something, I can hear it.
All right, give me a second. Let me.
So real quick, y'all. So I have a quick. I'm gonna wait till you put your earphones on because I keep. Is it the stream y'all playing Bird, child? Okay, say something. See, it's gone now. It must be. I don't know.
Must be the speaker. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. All
right, we're good.
Yes.
All right. You had the Popeyes fish sandwich not bad. Yeah, it wasn't. Like I said, next time I get it,
I had it again. Okay, I had it again day before yesterday. They put more tartar sauce on it. I literally, when I did groceries, I bought tartar sauce just because I knew I was going to have the sandwich again. And so,
Lord, not
it was better.
Married at First Sight. They talking about Married at First Sight. Yeah, Paige is getting on my nerves. We'll talk about Married at First Sight tomorrow. Well, I ain't gonna promise tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Thursday, maybe Friday, because y'all know tonight is a busy night. I got New Jersey. I got the last installment of the Housewives for them Salt Lake City broads. I got Sisters and Married at First Sight. It's a lot going on, y'all. I got a lot going on tonight, so I ain't promising, but we're gonna talk about it. You was tired of the flavor by the end of the salmon. Yeah, it gives it to you, kicks it, gets you. All right, y'all. So listen, let me show y'all what I got. So I got this box earlier today, and I was like, where'd this box come from? Who'd it come from? Because on the box, it said auntie and then my government name. So I was like, okay, is it my nephew? Did my sister send this to me from my nephew? I was like, none of my YouTube people, very few YouTube people had my government address. Not to mention, don't none of y'all call me auntie. I call other people auntie, but like it's me, D and Des call me auntie, but they had to ask for my address. So then, but here's where reading is fundamental comes in handy. Y'all see right there where it says, see your gift message behind the label. I was so busy trying to figure out who sent it to me. I didn't even read that. Okay. So when I lifted up the gift message, it's from my best friend's kids, and it was for Valentine's Day. So it says, happy Valentine's Day, auntie. Hope to see you soon. Stay safe and healthy. From the Munchkins. So those are my best friend got 20.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh,
right. Y'all know I ain't getting enough for Valentine's Day. So, and y'all know my
little baby said it was Niecy and her Ava.
Yeah, right. I ain't doing this with y'all.
It's the pregnant kid.
I ain't doing it. So look at what it is. It's really, hey y'all. Hey,
I said, wait to bring me in when y'all start talking about the basketball wise. I was just gonna chill out in the back.
Well, then I can put you in the back. I can put you back. So it was really cute. We got to do a game night. I said we was gonna do one before the end of Black History Month. Maybe we can do one this weekend. I can't guarantee. I think I have to see what my weekend is looking like. Maybe I can do one Sunday. So it's cookies, y'all. It's cookies. So I have a cream frosted cookie, buttercream frosted cookie, chocolate chip, sugar cookie, which is actually my favorite, snickerdoodle, which is my second favorite, and then chocolate chip and oatmeal raisin. So it was really nice. That was cute. That's the only Valentine's Day gift I got. So yay, Valentine's Day for me. All right. They really love you if they send the cookies. Yeah, those are my little munchkins, crumb snatchers. And then my brother-in-law, or I guess future brother-in-law, called me today to let me know that my nephew went to the bathroom today all by himself without telling anybody, without being asked. He got up, went in the bathroom. My brother-in-law said he was sitting there eating his little dinner, and he heard the toilet flush and the seat go down. I said, so not only is he learning how to use the bathroom, but he's learning how to put the seat down, which I can appreciate. Okay. And then he came out the bathroom with his pants still pulled down, talking about, Daddy, I went to the bathroom. So that was my afternoon. All right, so let's jump into it. So Queen Sugar came on last night. Now, y'all know I love my Queen Sugar, okay? Y'all know, hey, Miss Honey. See, kids potty training their own time, child. He knew better. He just was doing what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it, child. And he usually washes his hands, too, without being prompted. Because they got a stool. He walks right up on that stool and washes his hands without being prompted. So he's usually pretty good. Queen Sugar was pretty good last night, y'all. It's not really a whole lot for me to get into. I like how they did the COVID situation, because the way they tracked the COVID situation was almost how it happened in real time. Like this time last year, I remember when the first case was in America. It started in Seattle, and I remember how every day it was just more and more information, and it started off as oh, that virus. Oh, it's the flu, right? Oh, you know what I mean? And then it seemed like it just slowly but surely came across the country. And then we started hearing about stuff being shut down. And even with the whole, we just going to shut down for 2 weeks, right? I remember that's what I was just talking to somebody today when they were like, they were going to shut school down for 2 weeks, and a year later, I still ain't back in the building. So,
so
I hope
what they
Queen
gonna do?
Sugar don't force.
If only 15 kids come back, now what?
They gonna still open up the building. Child.
That don't sound.
I hope Queen Sugar don't force Darla and Ralph.
Like why would you open it?
Huh?
I'm confused. Are we talking about Queen Sugar or school?
I'm talking to you. Sugar. What are you talking about?
I thought you was talking about school. I'm sorry.
I was using an example. I was talking about Queen Sugar, and I was saying how they talked about the virus last night, and I said I like the way they did it because it was like in real time, like it happened last year. And by the end of the episode, they were like, "Well, we're going to have to just shut down for 2 weeks. We're shutting everything down to get in front of it for 2 weeks." And I was like, "Yeah, kind of like this time last year, we were shutting things down, thinking it would just be 2 weeks, we'd be back, and a year later, I'm still not
back." Okay. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Some kids need a place to go. Okay. I ain't great at that conversation. Okay. I am not a babysitter. I'm an educator. So kids needing somewhere to go means that their mamas need to find a babysitter. Because that is not my job. Sorry. I know that sounds harsh. I know that's going to offend some people. But that is not what I do. I am not here to babysit your children. I am here to educate your children. Oh, I got you, C. Golden. I got you. I got it. But that's exactly why they're opening up schools just to say they opened up schools. Because let me be clear to all of you parents out there. There is no logical reason to open up schools at this point in the school year other than to say we opened up school.
To give it a precedent for the next year. That's all this is.
For most school districts, we are halfway through third quarter. No, I know C. Golden. I understand, but I'm just saying this might offend some people. I'm just saying. My school district isn't even opening back up till fourth quarter. By fourth quarter, you have either passed or failed for the year. There is no reason for us to open. There's no reason to take a risk on a child that's already failed or a child that's already passed. Why are we opening up the building? Your child has already passed for the year. They can't fail my class. Or your child has already failed for the year. They can't pass my class. Why are we going back in the building?
Well, come on, Jesus.
So can I call you and have you teach my kids? Because, honey, listen, I think I might need to start me up another job doing tutoring, child. Miss Honey, what questions you have? You have questions for Queen Sugar? You have Queen Sugars? Okay, put them in the chat. Let's go. Ask them away. Now, somebody put in my comments today that the reason why they pushed Parker out the way they did in this episode is that she's pregnant in real life. And I guess she wasn't filming because with everything going on with COVID, I guess she didn't come back to set.
And I'm not mad at it for it.
Or how were they going to explain that she went from not even showing to being full form pregnant, child? Do you feel that the tension is written into the script? Is it the stellar but pensive acting, or are we just anxious as viewers? I don't know what you mean. Tension where? What tension? Whose tension? Who got tension? In New York City, these parents are tripping. I understand because many are essential, but these folks want school sports to resume, and we 50 and 11 strands running around. Okay. And New York is still bad. As quiet as it's kept. New York is still, I have friends. I mean, just like P was saying, I know people who live, it's still really bad in New York. Quiet as it's kept. I don't know when she exactly got pregnant, but I'm sure if there was no COVID, even if she were pregnant at the beginning of the season, they would have been able to film around it. But, because they had to take that break and come back, she may already be 8 or 9 months pregnant, by now. Like, I mean, you figure they stopped filming this time last year. They stopped filming in March or April. They didn't start back up until the fall. So I don't know.
I don't know how many coats and sacks of groceries y'all can stick in front of this woman.
Right. I mean, and I mean, she had such a pivotal role in this dynamic. But the good thing is, because of COVID, they'll be able to write some things in, like as far as video conferencing and Zoom meetings, whereas they won't have that face-to-face, those face-to-face showdowns. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But our property taxes are still paying for a closed building, so they need to turn it into a strip club. I'm not doing this with you, DC.
Wait, what? We turn it into a strip club?
About the schools, honey. She said, we're still paying for that building. We need to do something with them schools, girl. I ain't fooling with you. Well, schools have still been open. They're still providing food, and they still providing meals and stuff for kids whose families need the food and stuff like that. So there's still things going on in the schools. It's just not a full-blown school building. Hey, Morgan, how you doing? I just feel like all the scenes are a bit tense. Even with Vi and Hollywood, I keep feeling like something is about to happen. Well, COVID about to happen. I know they better leave Mr. Prosper alone. I know that. I know they better leave Mr. Prosper alone. Abby, your internet is real janky. I'm gonna take you out and bring you back in because I think you done froze up on me. She done froze up, y'all. She done froze up. Hey, Royalty Forever. Okay, I think she moving again. Abby, you moving again? Okay, you moving again. You have froze up on me. But that's all I'm saying. I'm telling y'all now. Listen, if they do something to Mr. Prosper, I don't mind him getting sick, but they better not kill him. They better not kill Mr. Prosper. I don't know. I don't know. I might pass.
You gonna fight the air?
I'm gonna fight the air. I'm gonna do that like good and because they better not do nothing to Mr. Prosper.
Damn.
And I felt like they're going with that. Hey, Quintessential. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get to this basketball wise because we have y'all waiting in the wings, and I don't want to hold him too long in the wings. Y'all, you there? Okay, you there?
I mean, you wasn't gonna hold me. I was gonna let you, finish doing your show, and you was just gonna pull me in when you was ready. That's all that was.
Well, we ready. We doing the basketball wise now. Okay. Right, Mr. Prosper got that sage advice that's always needed, child. He's the voice of reason. And the only other thing that really went down to the Queen Sugar was the family found out that Micah pledged the fraternity. I don't know why they had homecoming in March. I ain't never heard of a school having homecoming in March, but okay, I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna let them have it. Y'all know I don't be trying to give Queen Sugar too much, but I feel like they really rushing this Micah in college storyline way too much for me. They really rushing it. They really they doing too much. I'm sorry. And Mama, and come to find out, the mama didn't have a problem with him pledging a fraternity. She didn't like which fraternity he pledged because the fraternity he pledged had a bad reputation on campus, and she ain't tell him nothing. Like, why you ain't say nothing? Yeah. You mean social media wise? Okay. We all know the lady who plays Nova's aunt, Trudy's sister, dies from right. She died in real life. Yeah, in real life. How he got denied from his NBA father as a legacy, that was very unrealistic. Not necessarily because remember his dad did not leave the league with the best reputation. So that's not necessarily, remember he had the situation with the rape and all of that. No, that's not necessarily unrealistic. I mean, you have a more of an intimate point of view than I do. But the fact that his father sort of tainted himself as far as his reputation and stuff, it's not totally. And also, too, it may not be that they didn't want him. They may have been trying to haze him, and he wasn't. Maybe he wasn't trying to do what they wanted him to do. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I don't necessarily believe Micah. I think Micah didn't want to pledge his father's fraternity because Micah wants to do the opposite of what they want him to do or what they expect him to do. He's honorary, so I don't believe that they didn't want him.
Right there. Is this my notes?
And right, and they may or may not have known who his father was. Maybe he didn't disclose that information. I don't know. Right, quintessential. That's what I'm saying. We know that that's not even how that works. That's not even how that works. So that the whole Micah college experience, I'm not feeling. I'm not feeling that whole storyline. I don't know why they're rushing it. I don't know what they're trying to get to with it, but they're rushing it. They're taking things out of sequence. Like, what was the purpose of having him go to a HBCU if you're not gonna give a real reflection of what goes on at a HBCU and the real HBCU experience? That's just, that's just what I'm saying. I agree, Lock Queen. I agree. Let them just be in college. You know how other these shows where they go off to college and you just see them every once in a while. Just let him be in college. He ain't got to be on the show no more. All right, let's get on these basketball to the wives. Now, I understand that a whole audio was dropped that gave the whole conversation that went down between Kristen and OG without the edits and all of that good stuff. I did not go back and listen to the whole thing. I have gotten sort of the cliff notes of it, and I understand that it gives a different perspective of how the conversation went down, that OG was edited to look like she was very dismissive and very impatient with Kristen, whereas it seems like this conversation went on for a whole hour. And OG did go into some further detail about her experience and things of that nature. Did you go listen to it?
No. I hadn't listened to it yet, but I did get the Cliff Notes version. Plus, and even if I didn't watch it, I mean, I've been watching reality TV long enough to know that these scenes are longer than what they give us. But even watching how they produce a scene, it was obvious the edit they were trying to give her. So
my thing is this, you guys. Here's the thing: this is the edit they've been trying to give all season.
Of course,
so like if you go back to that, and I said this in my review, my first review, if you go back to the very first episode before they had to shut down for COVID, right? Before they had to shut everything down, and you go back to the very first episode, you saw where they were going with it. You saw that they were making Evelyn the victim, and they were trying to make OG the villain, and that was where they were going with it. So they're picking up where they left off, where they're making Evelyn the victim. Oh my gosh, she did this to me. She's trying to ruin my reputation. Blah, 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 blah. This is what they were doing to begin with. And so they just picked up on that. So am I surprised to find out that they edited OG to look a certain way? Of course I'm not. Like, do you think that there's a mistake? There's no mistake that they sent Kristen in there to have that conversation with her.
Wait. So you believe that somebody sent her too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because I didn't want to be the only one.
I said that in my review last week, that Kristen, even the conversation that Kristen had with, was it either Evelyn or Malaysia or somebody on last week's episode, where she was like, I mean, both of us are dark-skinned girls, and I never felt any of that from anybody on this show. I knew then. Oh, okay, so they're going to send a dark-skinned girl in there to handle that. Okay, that's what they're going to do. Okay, all right, cool. And it's not a bad strategy. I mean, it's not a bad strategy to say, well, but what's the best way to show racism? Because don't we always hear that? The one black person in the room, I never experienced racism. You know what I mean? Like, that's what, so you send the dark-skinned girl in to say, hey, both of us, we both dark-skinned. I never felt no colorism.
So do you want to hit this by the numbers, or are we just hitting points?
Go ahead by the numbers. You got your notes in front of you, so go ahead.
Of course I do. You ain't got your notes? Oh, you
I don't take notes. I don't.
Okay. I guess we could just hit some of the big stuff.
Wait, before y'all goes in here to his sermon for today, I would just like to say somebody came into my live talking about, oh, she secretly recorded the thing. I don't give a damn about any of that bullshit. I'm only reviewing what's on the show, and that's the only fucks I have to give. I don't have any fucks to give to follow you people outside of this shit. Whatever they show me on the show that's what I'm talking about. Any of that other bullshit, then keep it and listen. I don't have time.
Right.
But go ahead. I digress. Go ahead.
But with the recording thing, no, like,
I don't care.
All I'm gonna say about it is OG ain't stupid. She saw the edit that they were trying to give her. I'm pretty sure she saw the forest for the trees because, again, we know a lot of stuff is recorded, but they have to condense a big ass scene into a small little package. So I'm pretty sure for her, it was, let me just make sure I record these. So if they try to sit here and pull a fast one on me, I can at least show like, hey, here's the full thing because y'all not finna play me. But I guess we can start off with, I guess the girls just getting to their respective houses. And then, OG had to let them know that she wanted to get pregos. And I know a lot of people gave her the blues. All I'm going to say is we live in a different time to where some of us hold those traditional, ideals to heart. Other people don't. If it worked for her, it worked for her. I just don't want her being a single African woman living in America having a baby. Go ahead.
No, finish that sentence. I just
she gonna be.
No,
doesn't matter. I know what you don't want, but I'm about to tell you what's about to happen. She gonna be.
I'm just saying, like, we all because we all have our visions of how marriages and the institution of marriage should be, or just relationships. If what they got worked for them, who the hell am I to judge? But I'm also one of those people where if you put yourself in a situation willingly, don't expect me to have a whole lot of sympathy for you on the back end. I can empathize, but you're not going to get a whole lot of sympathy, meaning you're putting yourself in a situation to where something could possibly happen. And if that does happen, and God forbid we get 2 more seasons of this BS, I can't be doing reviews like I feel so bad for, like, no, that's just like somebody close to me caught the vid because they didn't want to stay their ass in the house, just go to work and come home. You want to go to parties, throw parties, all this other shit. When I found out, I almost laughed in somebody's face. I had to keep it and come back to my apartment and laugh because it was like, I don't feel sorry for you, but that's all I got. Go ahead, really, B.
Well, my thing is this is my only thing about that. I understand we live in a different world where sometimes people put, the horse before the cart and they get, pregnant before they get married and all that. My problem is you are begging this man to marry you, and he has shown absolutely no interest in wanting to marry you. And so as a result,
so why you want to throw a baby?
I just don't. That's my thing. Why do you want to have a baby with someone who has shown no interest in wanting to be with you? That I'm not saying no. I shouldn't say not want to be with you because he's cool with the current status. And I just feel like, just like so many other women, you are willing to settle for less, or you feel like having the baby is going to change his mind. That's my only issue. But baby, if you like it, I love it. Okay.
And in the event that what Phoebe said was truthful, I'm gonna try to use everybody's real names and not the makeup names I give them. I'm gonna give her 2 hand claps for being a responsible adult and knowing that someone she knew had it. She might have caught it, so she's staying at home for 14 days to not, bring it to the other women, despite the fact she trying to crack an old joke. We knew that was meant for Jackie, but hell, a couple of them women knocking on the door of 50 if they all haven't already walked through the door. But nevertheless, 2 hand claps.
Right.
So can we stop using being old as I don't understand what. You better hope you live long enough to be as old as I am. Like, I don't understand but you old.
Jason, that's funny. He said low self-esteem platter for one. You know what?
I'm not doing that.
Now, something that did throw me. So, Jackie and her crew was having a conversation. Jackie mentions how, this pandemic has helped put things into perspective for her, which is bull. I'm not saying it's BS, but we know this is all for the show. Your role in this show, per your orders from Shawnee O'Neal, be nice, is to try to get this thing back together so we can get us another season. So she's saying that, this pandemic should have brought us together. And, but the certain issues that we have in this group is, immature and unimportant, these particular issues. And Jennifer says people don't take accountability. That's the first thing she said.
I know Jennifer ain't.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Okay. I'm going to bring that back around, accountability, when you get done.
What? Actually, no, let's just go point for point. Go ahead with that. So she says people don't take accountability. I'll let you go since you got the most smoke for it. Go ahead.
It's not that I have smoke. Let me just say that I'm going off of remembrance only. Jennifer is the same woman who said something about somebody's child and still ain't took accountability for what she said about that person's child to this day. Am I remembering wrong or no? You know I'm old
because I still believe that she said what she said about
I'm forgetting
about Evelyn's daughter.
I remember a lot.
Hey Tabitha, how you doing, babes? I believe 100% that she said
she called her a Build-A-Hoe or a Build-A-Bear or Hoes R Us or a Barbie Hoe. She called this baby something with a toy in a hoe.
I also believe
I don't remember.
But I also believe the other stuff that she said, where she said that Evelyn would leave her alone by herself and that she was paying bills and writing checks and that she was basically treated as like she was forced to grow up too fast. I agree. I believe all of that. And I believe it's true.
Well,
I understand that, but don't call a little baby a hoe, though.
With that season, she kept trying to throw it on Tammy. And Tammy is like, that ain't what happened. Tammy even showed Shani the receipt from her cell phone. Right. This was what she was trying to bring. This wasn't me. And then at one point, she says, I apologize for telling Tammy something that I did not have receipts for. That was the most that we got, but that was the most.
But not actually talking about. So you said, I'm sorry for telling Tammy something I didn't have receipts for, not for saying I'm sorry I called your child out her name.
To be clear, that apology.
She wasn't upset. She didn't apologize for that.
But that was
it was never. Oh, I apologize for calling your daughter a whore.
No, but that apology wasn't for Evelyn. That apology wasn't for Evelyn. That apology was to Shani for allegedly saying that Evelyn had tried to have sex with Shaq. Right. That's the apology that she was trying to give because she didn't care about Evelyn. And the reality is, I don't expect you to, because Evelyn blocked her for coming back for a whole season, which is why she orchestrated this whole entire thing to bring her down. My thing is, hold on,
rewind. Okay. Pause and rewind. So you apologize for starting a rumor about somebody sleeping with somebody else's husband.
Ex.
I don't give a fuck. Husband, ex-husband, don't even fucking matter. So that's what you apologize for. But the woman who was your friend before all of this shit started, you called the woman who was your friend, you called her child a whore. And you not apologizing for like, I don't understand why her face wasn't rearranged at some point in this whole thing. Because you can't, if you call any of my children, son and or daughter, anything besides the names that I gave them, you're going to have to see me. You're going to have to see me because you just can't talk about listen, I'll kill you behind my children. Let me be very clear about what this is. I don't play them type of games. So I don't understand why nobody, where's the accountability for her?
But that's the whole point, though, Abby. That's the whole point of why Evelyn is like, I'm not fucking with her. Like, I know.
But I do have a question.
What's up,
Abby? How far back have you gone with this series?
I haven't. I'm in and out.
Okay.
I'm in and out.
So
because my fucks get low, and then I was like, oh, I can't.
So I'm going to say this, and this is in no way, shape, form, or fashion me trying to defend Mr. Ed. Okay, but
Mr. Ed.
Joffrey the giraffe.
Who is that?
Jennifer.
You got to call them by their names, baby.
So I'm doing real names, but I forget what season it was. But when Evelyn had got with Chad, Jennifer had some choice words about their relationship, calling Chad exactly what he was.
Okay, so wait, because I remember that. I remember that part.
Abby, let him finish. You keep cutting them off. Let him finish. Go ahead.
Now, where she messed up with that is she took that to a media outlet rather than saying that to her friend. It was in this moment. Now, she was wrong for that. But what she said was not, everything she said was for the most part true. So now you had Evelyn that did dirty by her, got one of her friends to sit here and air her out, had their friend come slap her. This is when she jumped over the table trying to get to her, and just a whole slew of things, and then got her off the show. Now she's trying to come back onto the show. Again, both of them are foul. Let me be very clear. Jennifer and Evelyn are both foul. But all that I'm saying is Jennifer had a motive for why she did what she did. That's all that I'm saying. But fuck them both.
Okay. So you're saying that Jennifer, her motive for calling.
Keep talking. I need to go off screen for a second, but keep on talking.
Yeah, that was. I agree, DC. That was Jackie. I think Abby.
Once again, Jennifer. Can you see me?
You back now? Okay, you back now.
Okay. So let me. But wait,
before you go there, let me say this because I thought that too, DC. That was Jackie. I thought that called Evelyn's daughter a builder whore. Jennifer was the one that made the comments about Evelyn not taking care of her daughter and had her daughter paying the bills while she was running the streets and hoeing around. That's what I thought Jennifer said. I thought that was Jackie that called her daughter the builder whore. That's what I thought it was. And her and Jackie did come to blows. It was a physical altercation.
So with the builder whore thing, it was allegedly Jennifer alluded to that in that whole package of stuff that she said. When Jackie and Evelyn got into it, Jackie decided to hit her where it hurt the most. And then that is when she was then called a builder whore. But the reference was Jennifer. Jennifer was the origin.
But she's the origin of this villain story. Gotcha. Yes. So my question is that, so once again, so I'm clear because this is giving me a headache. And okay. So Jennifer in the beginning said, because I remember when she said that shit on that radio show, instead of putting her big girl panties on and being a real friend and accountability partner and coming to her friend and saying, hey, this nigga this might not be the right answer. I love you. And I know you love him. I don't think this is the right answer. You might want to rethink this. She went on to the radio station and was like, this nigga foul, blase bloom doody blue, which caused the disruption. And then she got put off the show. Is that correct? Now she coming back with the second time around to say that the child was a whore. And so again, all of this stems back to Jennifer's bad choices.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it was supposed to come out, but when she got back on the show, she decided that she wasn't going to play ball. But what she was trying to do is plant the seed for Malaysia up, down, uppers, downers, ass to bring it to the group so her hands will be clean of it. So she was still trying to get back at Evelyn while trying to get back in Evelyn's good graces. Look, this whole thing go deep.
Right.
Like I said, I've been watching this since the beginning.
All right, so let's move on from there. Jennifer, we get it. Don't nobody on that show take accountability for shit. Okay, keep going.
All right.
Oh, and Monk Chip, hey, boo. Go ahead.
All right, so let me see. I'm going to keep it all the way 1,000 with you. I don't care about Liza and her storyline, not trying to be insensitive. I don't care,
because it don't even make no sense, but go ahead. I don't know why you, first of all, let's just start from the beginning and work our way forward.
All right.
You done told the boy, stand up. You're a young man. You deal with it with your father. But then in the next breath, you mad because you got to get involved and you got to handle it. First of all, I don't know why the hell you expect a crackhead to hold on to $200,000. That's number one. Number two, even if said crackhead had held on to the $200,000, what college he going to? Y'all still got to come up with some more money, okay? 4 years of college, he still got to come up with something, some books, some room and board, a meal pass or something. So, girl, if you don't go sit down somewhere, she act like $200,000 was a lot of damn money when we talking about 4 years of college. Unless he going now to the community college, I don't know what you're talking about. You better go on and fill out. Like
I'm still trying to figure out why
the hell off.
Why we ain't do no scholarships? Like, what happened to all of this? And y'all
but we don't know that that's not in addition to they've done all of that. And maybe that's the gap.
Okay. And I ain't got no beef with him. But why you expect that crackhead to have $200,000? The man was down to the Bunny Ranch. He smoked so much coke that he fucking had a heart attack at the Bunny Ranch. The Bunny Ranch got your $200,000, Liza. Go get it from them.
I just
so
don't.
Why are you screaming at her though? Like I don't understand. Like I don't understand all this.
Because
I don't like that she put her son in her
storyline, and that's it. That's all.
Oh no, she should. No. Because her son at this point, your son is grown, and your daddy is talking to you. Tell your daddy that you need the money. I don't understand what the issue is. This is now your issue with your dad, not me.
This is an agreement that the parents had. So as a parent, you should be talking to the other parent. Why are you getting your son? Granted, this is for him. You should be handling the situation with him. You should have made sure paperwork, court dates, everything, stamps. You should have made sure all that was done. So putting your son in the middle of an issue that involves you two, I'm sorry, that is not going to, that's going to blow up in one of their faces.
Exactly. And that's something that should have been, and honestly, that's something that should have been handled with the divorce decree. Like, that's the kind of stuff that they handle with the divorces. I don't know. And were they married or were they just together?
I don't know, and I don't even care that much to find out.
But yeah, so Liza can miss
in there. Hold on.
And DC said, "Hold on, with the crackhead." Look. Okay.
I'm sorry, Tabitha. Did I call that man a crackhead? My bad.
You did. You yelled it. Actually, you yelled it.
Judge Mathis, that man. You pulled a Judge Mathis. I know.
Not a Judge Mathis. Jesus. I'm dead. Not a Judge Mathis.
Okay,
little baby said they would have guessed real hard, but they weren't married.
Hey. Okay, so I guess we can go ahead. So I guess we can go ahead and I guess get to the other house, those girls talking, and
oh, Abby, girl,
wait a minute.
Oh, Jesus. Business.
Okay, and Evelyn said in her confessional that OG made all of this up. Now, I wonder, like, do y'all really expect me? I can't speak for you or Abby, but do y'all expect?
Change that angle. You show all the business.
But do y'all expect me to believe that none of these women, or I'll just say Evelyn in this case, didn't watch this at least last season back, compare, and everything that she said? Did you not see the specific instances where certain levels of colorism were on display? Because we had colorism, we had prejudice, we had featureism, we had all the damn isms going. Oh.
No, I'm just trying to make sure she was. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
But I'm saying we had all of this on display, but you mean to tell me that you weren't able to go back to last season, look at it objectively, not from a bias standpoint, but objectively, and be able to see like, you know what? Yeah, that was kind of crazy. Yeah, you know what? We were labeling her really aggressive. Yeah, you know what? We did, section her off during the reunion. Like, you didn't see none of that. So to just say she made it, and obviously it's the edit, is how Shawnee is trying to portray OG yet again another season. And then Evelyn, is saying that, we've all been hostile in this group. It's something that happens. Not everybody has shown physical acts of aggression, but we don't want to talk about that. And then she says there is a difference between a little argument and being called a racist. That statement is a fact. What she said, that there is a difference, but we can't sit here and say that you haven't displayed racist tendencies, colorist tendencies. Can we at least acknowledge it? But they're not going to acknowledge that much, because then it's going to make them look bad. I'm surprised Shawnee will get there, but she made a certain omission. I was just like, I can't believe you said that on national television.
But this is what everybody can keep. What? Lord, Abby got me echoing again. I'm just gonna have to mute Abby. But here's the part that people aren't understanding. That was by design that Shawnee made that omission. She made the omission by design, because if I say that my bias towards Evelyn is based on the fact that we have a personal relationship, and that sort of takes away from the Evelyn is a racist thing. I'm helping my friend, and I'm not holding my friend accountable. Not, Evelyn is a race. Like it's by design. That is that's the strategy for her to accept or take responsibility, so to speak, and say, hey, yes, I've shown favoritism, and yes, I let my friend get away with some stuff. I wouldn't say it's da 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 da. That's what.
I know why she did it. It was just, I don't think that it was necessarily the smartest thing for her to do. But I mean, I understood why she did it.
It was smart from the point of view of because first of all, it was smart
trying to take steam out the engine,
and everybody already knows that. Like, You would have to be a fool to not look at that show and not see that the people she like get away with shit and the people she don't like get held to the fire. But again, to me, that goes to prove my point about how I feel about the situation, that I think did they treat OG bad? Absolutely. Did they treat her women? Did they were they disrespectful and like the way they treated her at the reunion and all of that? I agree with that. But I don't think it stemmed in racism. I think it stemmed in because they don't fucking like her. That's just me.
Cool. Again, like I said, we can agree and disagree. But Tabitha, to answer your question, so with the featureism, the best way that I can explain it is how OG was trying to explain it towards the end of the episode. And I've said this in my review for last week, that the whole we're both the same shade of brown. Yes, both of you are very heavily melanated women. The difference is Kristen is African-American, meaning that she is an American African, a descendant of slavery that has European ancestry within her ancestry. And some of her features are more Western / they're more European, where you have OG, who is Nigerian, fully, that has very pronounced Nigerian African features. So yes, these two women may be around the same complexion, but that is where this ends. So featureism does exist because certain women who do have more, well, she's pretty much been the most one that has the most pronounced features, is heavily disregarded, if you will, because the whole we're the same complexion, that whole skinfo kinfo thing, that's only going to go but so far. So when I say featureism has existed on this show. Prejudice, racism, not racist people, but there's been some racist things, some colorist things. And even with colorism, people want to deny it's colorism in many different ethnicities of color. Like I said, Asian people deal with colorism. And how I know, I spent 2 years in Korea. I know that. I mean, people on the islands, they don't necessarily experience racism because they're all like people, but there's colorism there. We deal with it ourselves. And when you have a media that is purposefully perpetuating a certain type of African-American or racially ambiguous person, and this is what people look at, and this is their ideas of who they are as because I can only speak for African-Americans, an African-American person, it does something to you. But when you have somebody that, when you look at the TV, that looks like you in certain professions, it does something. But when you don't see those, and you tend to see more racially ambiguous, light, fair-skinned people, it subconsciously makes you think that, dang, something is wrong. And if we really want to have the conversation, which this ain't the time or the place, we can go all the way back to slavery, the slave trade. Well, actually, history is your piece, so go ahead, really, B. You got your hand up.
No, finish your thought. I put my hand up so that I remember I got something to say, not to cut you off.
No, but go ahead and make your point.
Because I don't want to cut you off. I don't want to speak over you. But oh, Lord, I still got Abby muted. My bad, boo. I ain't know it was
No, but go ahead.
I'm sorry, Abby, because it was an echo. Abby, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
I'm sorry. It was an echo. That's why I had muted you. My bad. So let me ask you this question. I hear everything you're saying, and I agree that there is a level of all of that in our society. Absolutely. You will never hear me say colorism doesn't exist. You will never hear me say that featureism doesn't exist. You will never hear me say that. Here's my issue. At what point is it just OG is not a likable person? Why can't it be that people have a problem with OG because of her personality didn't click with certain people? I use myself as an example. I ain't liked OG since the first episode because I felt like she came on too strong. I didn't like how she came at Kristen, because if anything, I feel like she came for Kristen first. And I feel like if we're going to talk about racism and underlying tones, I feel like a part of her came for Kristen because Kristen was that Barbie doll type, perfect wife, perfect husband, got the baby. Kristen has everything that OG wants. Maybe not physically, but I'm talking about she wants the husband. She wants the baby. That's been her whole storyline since she's been on the show. I'm just saying it is subjective. I agree with you, LJ. It is very subjective, but that's what I'm saying. So for me, it's just something about her personality that just ain't clicked with me.
Which
so
is
why
fine.
can't it just be that with these?
Take
your hatred for Evelyn out of it. Take your hatred for Shawnee out of it. Why can't it just be that this girl did not click with these ladies and they retaliated in a mean girl fashion, not based in racism or colorism? Why can't it just be that?
I'll say this, it could be. But from what I watched on this show, for the darker skinned women, we gonna take ethnicity completely out the picture, separating Africans from ADOS. But all of the African American women, primarily the dark skinned ones, if they did not kiss Evelyn nor Shawnee's ass, they were on the outskirts. I.e., Royce was the very first one to be put on the outskirts because she wasn't going to kiss their ass.
I agree.
And it was with that they started to hit up with the Mean Girl stuff. That was one. We had the Kenya Bell. We have currently right now OG. Well, and Jennifer, well, she's on the outs because she just decided she didn't want to be stuck up the hoo-hoo. But a lot of it did start. I'm going to say it did start with them not liking her because she didn't come on wanting to kiss their asses. That is how it all started. I am not disagreeing with that. But I will say, as it began to go on, I started to see little bits and pieces of, ooh, that didn't quite look right. That didn't quite sound right. So I'm not saying off rip, that's what it was. Off rip, I believe that she came in, said, I'm not going to kiss y'all ass. And then it was, oh, you're not going to kiss our ass? We'll show you. That's what I believe. That's what I believe.
So I have a question.
Go for it.
So was it colorism when they got rid of all the little light-skinned chicks that wouldn't want to kiss their ass too?
Which light-skinned women are we talking about? Because we can go down that rabbit hole too. Which light-skinned women are we talking about?
Freya and all the rest of the wherever the other bitches went to. I don't know where the fuck these girls are or who they are, but I know there were some light-skinned girls who got put off the show, and it wasn't called colorism then. So why is it colorism? So, and that's how she decides that she wants to feel. They treated you just like they treated them other bitches. Bow down or get run over. I don't understand what the issue is. It has nothing to do with your color. That's just the nature of this particular show. But now that it's you, now all of a sudden it's colorism.
What I will say is that now with that, hey.
What's the chick name? Sunday? It was get down and get laid down. With all them other bitches that didn't want to lay down, and now they've magically disappeared. I don't understand.
Okay, but when it comes,
looking from the outside in, it just because you said it's colorism doesn't make it so.
And look, that's fine from a overall standpoint. We cannot negate what this woman felt. Okay, we can't negate that.
Anything.
Now,
she didn't feel anything. According to her, she didn't feel anything.
What she experienced. My bad. What she experienced. But when we sit here and we speak on all of the other fair-skinned women, when it came to Gloria Govan, the one that sat there and checked Shawnee in season 1 at that table, she got put off the show. But what ended up happening shortly after she got put off the show, they created a whole show surrounded around her and her sister. The sister is the one that actually fucked Shaq. So this can happen for that one. There have been moments of some of the fair-skinned women. Yeah, I'm not gonna say they didn't experience colorism, because I'm pretty sure that they did. And some of the things that were done to them by some of the darker-skinned women, colorism worked both ways for the light-skinned, women, and for the dark-skinned. It works both ways. I'm not going to take that away. I'm not going to discredit that. But what I will say is, if we just say with the dark-skinned women, there's only been 2 dark-skinned African-American women that have had a label put on them. That is Jackie and that is OG. When we look at some of the fair-skinned women, they have not had the labels put on them by their cast members. It has been the fans of the show that have put those labels on those women respectively. The main 2 being Tammy Roman and Evelyn Lozada. And neither one of them have truly been held to the fire by their cast members, primarily Shawnee O'Neal. But we've done this to Jackie and we've done this to OG, and OG has yet to really physically, she said, I'll break your jaw, cool. And the only time that she physically grabbed someone was when Evelyn was trying to hit Cece with the bamboo stick. But we've never physically seen her do anything physical other than that. But you spend the whole entire season And the first part of the reunion, sitting here saying, "Oh, she's aggressive. Oh, I fear for my life," and all this other stuff.
Can I just speak to that? You don't have to physically do something to be considered aggressive. Like I don't understand why.
I'm saying physically aggressive. Because OG is aggressive. I'm not going to lie. OG is aggressive.
Then that's what I don't. So then why can't they call her aggressive? If you're saying she's aggressive, then why can't they say it?
I think, but OG did say that if someone is doing what she is doing, but worse, why is it that she is the only one that's giving the label?
Yes, LJ, I absolutely have. Wait a minute, hold up, stop. Hold up, wait, whoa, stop, because LJ seems to want to go back. Yes, LJ, I absolutely have. I've been called ugly many times. I've been called a monkey. Yes, absolutely, I have.
Okay, so, but anyway, I can't see the comments, so I don't know what's happening. And so, who doesn't call Evelyn aggressive? That bitch hot on the table. She's throwing wine bottles
on the show.
Call her aggressive.
Abby, I'm saying on the show, the women on the show have not held them to the fire the way that they have held Jackie and OG. That is what I'm. The fans, the fandom, America, we've given all of them the blues.
Jackie wasn't light skinned. Jackie is light skinned. So I don't.
Light skinned.
Yes, she is.
She's not.
Okay, to me, she is light skinned. She's not a dark skinned woman at all, not in any way, shape.
But they're different levels. Okay, forget it. Because now we're about to go down a whole nother rabbit hole.
I know.
DC, DC, your point is valid. I like your point. Your congestive, Lord, I said congestive. Lord, your cognitive awareness of ism is relative to your life experience. There may be something that OG is picking up on in her experience that you can't from your experience. I agree. I accept that.
We will accept that, but what I don't accept is just because you're dark skinned doesn't mean you can't be called ugly, and it has nothing to do with your skin tone. Like that part I don't agree with.
You know, wait.
Ugly comes in every skin tone. You can be light skinned and ugly, you can be white and ugly, you can be dark and ugly. It doesn't have anything, nothing.
You know
if
what?
I call you ugly, 9 times out of 10, it ain't got nothing to do with your skin tone, baby.
Okay.
That just doesn't. Okay. It's just that I don't find you aesthetically pleasing in the face.
And that's what makes the world go round. There are some ugly people out here, in my vision of ugly, that got some fine ass mates, and I be like, I don't know what they see, but go for it. That's relative. I don't think that it's always necessarily connected to, it's all about what you find aesthetically pleasing. I just, you know what I'm saying? What you find aesthetically pleasing and what I find aesthetically pleasing are two different things. Abby might marry a man that I do not find attractive at all, and vice versa. But if he make her happy and that's what she want, if you like it, I love it. But I don't think that because I see ugly that my opinion should be reduced to, oh, well, that's just featureism because you don't like African features and that person has a big nose and this, and this. That's considered. I don't think it should be reduced to that. Why can't you just look at somebody and not find them attractive, and it don't have to be a bigger, deeper meaning? It just is what it is.
And you know what? That's cool. But then you also got to ask, why was it thrown at her with such a fierce dart? Because the one that did it was Evelyn when they was on that trip, which you like, ugly. Because
I think Evelyn is ugly. Like, I don't think there's anything attractive to me about Evelyn. I don't find her attractive.
Insides make her very unattractive. I'm sorry.
But I'm just saying, like, if you feel that someone is ugly, cool, fine. That ain't got nothing to do with the price of tea in China. But when you're sitting here trying to use that as a dart to come for somebody's self-esteem, that's exactly what she was trying to do when she said, but Chad wanted me. Well, hey, it knocked the pause in her.
Had choices. Look at who he likes. He liked Evelyn and OG, and both of them are hideous. So Chad is not a good barometer of choices about what she was.
But she was using that to knock her down a peg since you want to call me ugly, the same man that you found attractive, that found you attractive, finds me attractive. So she was trying to say to her in that moment, so if I'm ugly, then okay, well, the same person wanted me, so what they say about you? But what I'm saying is, but you did have women on the show that were trying to find something that they felt was going to sit here and bring her down a peg. If you feel somebody ugly, that's cool, but then why don't you explain to her why you think that she ugly? Because I'm pretty sure if Evelyn more or less was to go down that rabbit hole, it would uncover some stuff that she really don't want out.
But Morgan, I disagree with that. You said, why do they think OG is? And I'm sorry that the word ugly is offending you so much, LJ. Why do you think the word ugly is? Why do you think they think that she's ugly though? It's her features, and for me, it's not. I don't think that OG isn't. I don't think OG is an attractive woman, but it ain't because of her African features. I just don't find her attractive. That's me. I think Lupita, what's her last name?
Nyong'o.
I think she's gorgeous. I think Iman is gorgeous. I think there's so many. So it's not the African features. I personally don't find her attractive. Just like there are people who don't find me attractive. It is okay. That is what makes the world go round. And Jonathan, your point is very valid. As a dark-skinned man, if you call me ugly, I'm going to think it's colorism and it's based off of my experience. Now, that doesn't mean that you are, but that's how I would take it. I think that's really what it comes down to. And that's why I'm not going to negate her point of view. And that's not, and I hope nobody thinks I'm trying to negate her point of view. What I'm trying to understand is I'm just trying to see it. That's all. But that's her point of view. I can't tell her point of view is wrong. But because I have an opinion, don't equal fact. That's all I'm saying.
It's just an opinion.
You know, but I think the big issue here, not saying that this isn't an issue, is that the women had not and I'm speaking about the women on the show, had not taken the time to try to sit here.
You clearly are new here because, again, yes, people can describe me as fat. Yes, people can say my hair is not. I don't care. I am fat. Why is that a problem? I am fat. Why is that an issue? So, yes, people can describe me as fat. So, if calling me overweight better than calling me fat, it's the same damn thing. The fuck? It means the same thing. It's a synonym by definition. So, it's not offensive. It is a description. It is actual. So, I don't understand why, again, ugly. It's just ugly. It's a word. It's in the dictionary. It's a description. It is an adjective. I don't understand why that offends you so much. Go ahead.
But what I want to say is I just feel that because one, no understanding. I guess we can just go ahead and try to put a bow on this since we done jumped all around. But there's no understanding to be had on the other girl's part because you have Shawnee saying, you know, well, I wish she would tell us how she feels so we can understand. Reality is there was a perfect time for understanding at the reunion. You weren't trying to understand what her viewpoints are, and the fact that you segregated this woman in the manner in which you did, yet you have Jackie who tried to throw a chair sitting on the main stage. You had Evelyn that then jumped across the table, threw a glass, threw a drink, threw a whole bottle, trying to hit Kenya Bell that almost hit Shawnee on the side of the face. You have Malaysia who picked up and threw a table. You have people who have displayed physical acts of aggression sitting on the main stage, but you have me over here. You didn't want to try to understand that. And then the different nuances that has happened on this show, because you had Phoebe that did not just call her ugly, but called her Godzilla. You have Evelyn that used a monkey emoji that didn't call, what's the girl name? Jackie O'Roche that called CC Ling Ling. There have been many different instances where a lot of this stuff have been swept under the rug. All of these different instances do not necessarily apply to OG, but it has happened on this show and it's been heavily featured. But instead of having this conversation, you threw it to the wayside. You told us we're too heavily invested. When you got the backlash, you decided last minute to do that real quick PSA with Mark Lamont Hill, but why not do it with OG since the issue was with her and really try to gather an understanding because you didn't think you were wrong. So I understand what they're doing with this show and with the edit. It's just very disgusting and appalling to me that this is happening. But you know what? Praise God for karma. Praise God for his works. Because his word said, you sow to the wind, you'll reap the whirlwind, Old Testament, or be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So all of this, all of what happened, this happened years ago when the show first got canceled. You didn't learn the lesson the first time around. This time around, it's not canceled yet, but your views have dropped significantly with last week receiving only 400,000 views. I can't wait to see what happened with last night's episode.
Well, last night's episode, the views probably went up because it probably went up. But so I'm gonna say this, and then we can move on. I started off by saying this, and I'll end it here as well. I absolutely agree that OG was treated badly. I absolutely agree that OG was treated badly. Where we disagree, not me and you, y'all, but I'm saying in general, where we disagree is why. But I absolutely agree that OG was treated badly. And I absolutely agree that Evelyn is a disgusting person. I've always thought Evelyn, when I wasn't watching the show and I would just hear about the stuff she was doing on the show, when I saw that footage of her jumping across that damn table down to the country club or wherever the hell they were, I thought that was disgusting. And I wasn't even watching the show. I didn't even know who these people were. So please understand that nothing I'm saying is in any way, shape, or form in defense of Evelyn Lozada at all, or Shawnee O'Neal. It really, truly is me trying to understand, because I don't. And I honestly am just, that's why I did ask y'all to come on here. That's why I did do the review, because I wasn't going to do the review and I was just going to be like, fuck it. But I was like, I did do the review. That's why I am having the conversation. I want to understand. I absolutely do. There are things where I blatantly see stuff. I do. And then there are times when I don't see it. I want to see it because I don't consider myself not a woke person. But I also don't see race. I'm not one of those people that see racism in everything either. And so I want to understand. That's all. That's it. I ain't never defended Evelyn. Hell no. I ain't defended Shawnee. Absolutely not. But, you know.
This fight. I just need you to, because a lot of people, somebody came to me was like, well, that's not what she meant. But that's what you got to mean what you say and say what you mean. Words mean things. So I don't want to hear that's what she meant. No, what she said was X, Y, and Z. So I just can't do a lot of conjecture on what somebody meant versus what they say.
Right. And, you know, and LJ, I don't have no problem. Listen, I have no problems with people having a different opinion than me. I ain't right about everything. I don't have an issue with it. And as long as we stay respectful, I don't have no problems with anybody disagreeing with me. I already knew when I had this conversation that the majority of the people in the chat wasn't going to agree with me, and I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely okay with that.
But I do want to say one thing though.
Okay.
Whether or not we want to, classify something as racist, colorist, all the isms, that doesn't matter. But what I will say is what is happening on this show is what has continued to happen, and that is the fact that Shawnee O'Neal, being an EP, a glorified EP at that, wants people to kiss her fourth point of contact. And when you don't do it, she's going to do what she can to get you off the show. And that has happened. Because Royce was the first one to buck up on her. Or no, lies. Gloria was the first one to buck up on her, but she told about herself. Royce was the second one. And then they spent 2 whole seasons icing her out, hosting events where they purposefully did not invite her on stuff where they had an excuse to not have her there. We also had Brandy. They did the same thing because Brandy literally looked Shawnee in her face and told her, you act like a bitch. You're a bitch. And rather than sit there and have the dialogue as to, okay, that's offensive for you to call me that. Why do you feel? Well, she didn't even have to say why, because she literally just told her how she was being one. So what did she do? Rather than sit here and have a grown conversation, let me put my EP hat on. Thank you for your services. But guess what? Viacom told you, oh, you say she fired, but she ain't fired. She coming back. What does Shine decide to do? Okay, cool. We're not going to shoot with her, and we're going to put Malaysia in a mess up situation where if you want this check, you're going to be over here with us. If not, you're going to be over there with her, but you soon not going to have a check. That happened there. Now we have OG. It is the same script, different cast. Same thing, a different day. And this is what they do. So again, a lot of this is Mean Girl stuff. But in the process of them being mean girls, certain things do come into play where they will say very racially charged remarks, very colorized charged remarks, featureism charged remarks. I'm in no way, shape, form, or fashion bucking for any of them, but just trying to put this in the context, especially for someone that has watched the original, where I watched both Miami and LA up until them becoming a merger and what we have now. So I've watched it and I've seen this along the way. So that's all I got.
Okay. Well,
but thank you, Tabitha. Child, I'm trying. I swear I was trying.
Wonderful. I ain't got none of that. I'm getting sick of these bitches. I don't know how long I'm gonna hang on because I listen. My account of fucks to give is stay on the low. Stay on the low.
Wow.
But I do want to say one thing right quick. So Ms. Jackie Christie, if you're listening, sweetheart,
She ain't. Go ahead.
Come on down to the front pew. Come on down. Come on down.
All right.
Now, we the black delegation is gonna give you but one pass, and one pass only. Okay, and this one pass is for you to shut what we like to call the fuck up. We don't want to hear you speak on nothing coloristic, seeing as to how when it came to your firstborn daughter, who is not Doug Christie's, that is very chocolate and very beautiful, by the way, that you sat here and you tormented this woman. You've done very coloristic things towards her because she's not light-skinned like your daughter and like Dougie. So you have been very colorist towards your own daughter. So you have those tendencies inside of you. So you are not the person that we need to hear talk about colorism, because Gloria and the other sisters, I don't even care about the name right now, they brought that up. And then 2 seasons ago, you had Evelyn and Shawnee bring a chapter of the book to read on the show, to sit here and read you down as an ain't-ish mama. So when it comes to the topic of colorism, what I'm going to need for you to do, to quote the infamous Tiffany New York Pollard, sit there and eat your food. And I'm gonna pass it back to the host of the show. Go ahead.
Really don't stress yourself out. It's a learning process. The more you're open, the more you will begin to see it. Oh, I ain't stressed, but thank you. I'm not stressed, Tabitha. I really am not. Like I said, if I was shut down to the conversation, we wouldn't be having it. Huh? Oh, you're right back. Yeah, I'm definitely open to it. Like I said, and I do understand that points of view come from experience. And I understand that I don't have the same experiences that everybody has, even as a Black woman. I get it. I got it. I get it. You know? So I appreciate the people who joined in the conversation, who added their points of view, who, you know, I love y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. So yeah, that's, you know, I was just trying to, girl. Yeah, no, ain't nobody feeling Liza. She can go on somewhere. Don't nobody care about her. But honestly, I really feel like, and you know, I'm with Abby in all reality. I don't know if I'm gonna make it the whole season anyway, and not because of this whole issue. I'm just so not vested in this. I'm just, because I said it at the beginning of the season. What I'm not gonna do is 10 weeks of a colorism conversation. I'm just not, unless they were going. And I know that the lawsuit has a lot to do with that. But unless y'all gonna bring Ayanla down to the table, and the women in that house for 2 weeks with Ayanla and work this shit out, it ain't no purpose. Because you got one person in one house and one person in another house, and you got Jackie playing intermediary, going back and forth. Child, this is a mess. That they were just trying to salvage a season, and with a split cast, that's the best that they could do. That's the best that they could do. And so honestly, I really don't, because after this week's episode, what's left? What's left after this week's episode? The only other thing I can think of that would be even remotely left is Shawnee sitting down with OG, but we already know that ain't gonna go nowhere because Shawnee's not even open to hear the conversation with OG.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
No, it's gonna happen, but I mean, where is it going? We know that there's no resolve. Hell, we can tell by what's going on social media that there's no resolve.
One thing that I did want to say, though, I did want to say, because you know, I did mention this, is you and I, well, you had mentioned earlier, and I co-signed that check that you wrote, that Kristen was sent by Shawnee and Evelyn
absolutely
over there to have that conversation. And I didn't like how Shawnee, being the boss woman that she is, the intelligent businesswoman that she is, to be like, okay, well, since it didn't work with you going to talk to her, then I know I can't say. Well, the reality is the issues that OG had with Kristen are surface as hell, damn near non-existent. But you use her as a crash test dummy, and this was again her way of trying to paint the picture of, okay, well, you see how rational she was being with her, so I don't know what I'm doing going over there. But you are the same one that has been saying and trying to clean this whole thing up. Like when that is the part of last night's show that infuriated me to no end, where it's just, you're really trying your best to do this. And this wasn't even a scheme that Todd set up. Somebody set this scheme up. It just Todd. And I'm like, now here's I can still watch through it. The only thing is, I didn't get him the blues last night in my review because I was really trying my best. to hold back because I'm like, I need 1 week of not going there. Plus, I need to save my energy for tonight because I didn't want to waste all my energy last night because I knew I would need it for tonight.
I feel you. Abby, you okay, Pooh? Yep. You all right? After you had to go put on a sweatshirt, you okay? Abby,
I'm fine.
Oh,
look, this show is draining. This show is draining. It drains the best out of all of us. This show aired last night, and I'm still drained just from.
I feel like it's Real Housewives of Potomac all over, but I knew it.
Not that bad. It ain't that bad.
Not yet, but it was last year for me. It was. Like what LJ was asking earlier, LJ probably gone now, child. But when LJ was asking earlier, have you ever been called a monkey? Have you ever been this? Absolutely. Last year, the same people that are going up for OG, that are defending OG, talking about how bad they treated OG and how racist everybody was over to the show, they called me some of the nastiest racist things you can think of. I was called all kinds of fat monkeys, gorillas, this, that. I was called all kinds of shit, okay? By them same people that are defending OG called me some of the nastiest shit last season. So yes.
So right quick. So Tabitha, so you said what's tonight? So we have Real Housewives Salt Lake City Reunion Part 3, the last part.
Hallelujah.
And then we also have episode 2 of season 11 of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And if you did not watch the Real Housewives of New Jersey last week, Tabitha, I'm going to give you a real Cliff Notes review of what happened because I was here for the foolery. Long story short, Jackie and Teresa still ain't seeing eye to eye. Jackie threw a birthday party for her husband. Her husband is trying to hook Teresa up with a Jewish man while at the party. Teresa going around to everybody that will listen and saying that Evan is doing some things down to the gym, possibly something homosexual in nature. We don't know, but that's how it was coming off. Jackie decided to have a sit down with her. Teresa said, well, if it's not true, why are you getting mad? Have you heard, well, there's smoke, there's fire. I mean, I don't remember who said it, but it was said. So then Jackie decided to hit her with the two-hitter quitter and said, okay, so since you're saying that, what if I said to you that Gia, her eldest child, what if I told you that Gia is down to the bathroom at parties snorting coke? Well, how would you feel if I said that? I mean, I didn't see it. I don't know who said it. I don't remember who said it. And then you had Teresa calling her a barrage of.
I could have stopped all of that. She reviews New Jersey, so she knows all of that.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's tonight.
But you was on such a roll. I mean, you was,
I'm just so that's tonight, and I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be brutal. Now I'm gonna be upset if they sit here and they slow it all the way down when they gave us all that hot fire, like Dylon from Making the Band say. They better keep this dang on train going.
Well, excuse me.
Golden said free Abby.
Abby, I know. Abby runs out of fucks real easily, and I think she ran out 15 minutes ago. Oh, thank you, Royalty Forever. Thank you, you guys. Listen, y'all, it ain't that serious. I got tough skin. I'll be tripping. But that's just out of all the shows that I reviewed, that Basketball Wives was the nastiest comments I've ever gotten. That's why I wasn't going to review it this year. Absolutely.
Tends to be.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I wasn't going to review it. But anyway.
Look, really, I'm going to give you the best advice I can give you for reviewing this show. Here, you want to hear go.
Go ahead, but
watch the show, review the show, post the show. Don't read not damn comment, but get your coin. See that? There you go. I just saw it right there. Don't interact with. Don't even if I comment. Don't even interact with me. Just let the comments happen.
What it is. Watermelon Sugar. She can't breathe in my shirt.
Let it go. Let it
what it is. Abby, Watermelon Sugar said you just can't breathe in my shirt.
I can breathe just fine.
I think we lost Abby.
Little baby said you and James went through it last year.
Yeah, they came. The funny thing is they came with James. They called James the same thing they called me. He was a colorist. I was a colorist. I said, well, damn, we both colorists. Okay. Anyway. So Xavier, we'll pick up 90 Day Fiancé tomorrow because I'm getting ready to get off of here so I can get ready for my shows at 8:00. But we'll do, because listen, here's what's funny. I'm about to switch gears because 90 Day Fiancé, I had a whole lot. And that white woman down to the 90 Day Fiancé turned on them white woman tears. And she got that little black man down to Belize and she thought she could control him with money. Oh, I got some words for her. So, I feel you really be. I get those comments when I review Housewives of Johannesburg. Oh, really? I did like Housewives of Johannesburg. Damn, they came for you like that, girl. See? People crack me up. And what they don't realize is you're attacking me with the same thing you're accusing someone else of doing. Anyway, thank y'all for coming through. Thank you, y'all, for being here. You guys, make sure y'all to subscribe to Yocrates. Make sure y'all to subscribe to Ebby Reviews. And we have Tabitha in the chat, and she reviews these shows as well or does a live conversation. Y'all make sure that y'all are subscribed to Tabitha as well, also known as Beautiful Soul. Yocrates, also known as Spilling All the Tea.
Formerly known. The artist formerly known.
The artist formerly known. Well, I feel like that's the same thing with Tabitha. The artist formerly known as Beautiful Soul, because she said y'all get it twisted with that name. Y'all thought that she wasn't about that life because she had, her name was all flowers and roses. Okay,
well, I had to change it because I changed it because we had too many people with tea and spilling tea giving you tea. So I'm like, okay,
I kept getting you confused too.
So I'm like, you know what?
I thought she was a woman the first time because I was like, oh, my bad. I got you.
Cool. But I had to switch it. So I went from Spilling All the Tea to Yocrates. So I feel that's better. I just got to find a nice name from my crew. I'm going to do something with the book emoji. I just don't know what I want to call, my family on my channel. I'm going to figure something out. Y'all can help me out with that.
We're going to figure it out. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all on the other side. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
And make sure y'all come back tomorrow for our live review of
we got our live review of New Jersey. Yes, honey. Live review of New Jersey is tomorrow. Yes, with little babies. With little baby in the house. I'm going to set that up before I forget.